everybody, today is the day. We're in episode 14. We're going to be finally venturing out into the wild unknown in this western territory to hopefully find a location for our new base. To prepare for this adventure, there's a couple of things I'm going to want to have. The big one I think will be really helpful is something I've been talking about since pretty much the first couple episodes, and that is a tank, which I don't have unlocked quite yet, but we can do the research for it with these four sciences: red, green, military, and blue. So we're going to start that now. That will also unlock the ability to have cannon shells and explosive cannon shells, which would be very nice for taking out the larger biter nests, although we don't have to use a tank to take them out. I've taken out a couple of nests by myself. Well, of course by myself, but with just basically gun turrets and then leapfrogging the turrets. But the tank would come in very handy for travel and for storage. So I want to get that started, and then we can go ahead and craft that when it's done. We may want to worry about automating the cannon shells and the explosive cannon shells, but I cannot quite remember what it takes off the top of my head. So let's wait for the research to get done, and then we'll go ahead and consider what we can automate or what we can go without. So the tank research just got done, and I know without even looking at the recipe that I'm going to have to get automation of explosives at the very least. So we're going to do that right now, but let's take a look at the rest of the ingredients, which are plastic and steel, which I have fairly nearby, and it's exactly the same thing for the explosive cannon shells too. So I think I'm just going to either take from this chemical plant, or I might just add another one over here since it's just going to be really easy to do, I think. We can move this around a little bit. Put that filter back in for the solid fuel right there. And add that back up. There we go. So now we just have to connect up the water again. And then we'll connect up the petroleum as well. I think just something really easy like that will work for the petroleum. Water will hook up like that. It looks like we have to move this over a bit more though. And we'll probably have to switch this to a red one. There we go. Alright, so that is hooked up. Let's see, in fact, where am I going to be putting the explosives? So the explosives do take a chemical plant, I believe. Let's double check here. Yep, it is made in a chemical plant, so we need coal, sulfur, and water. In fact, we have that right here. Can I just fit it right there? Pretty much. Let's see if we can make this a little bit more compact. Just so I have enough room to take the coal from this area over here, like so. And we can do maybe 2 of these. Gosh, it's too bad I can't do direct insertion for both of these chemical plants. Actually, I could, perhaps, if I want to use this one. Let's see, is there any way I can get it to fit? Maybe. Let's see how creative I can get here. We'll have to move the petroleum over again, but that is some direct insertion. All right, let's see, how am I going to hook up the petroleum now? This one will be easy, just like that. Let's do underground belts in the middle though, like so. We will need water right there. And I do have a couple of blue underground belts, so that way I can make the distance a little bit more easily there. Water like that. Hooking it up right there to that. And then let's rehook this petroleum in somehow. Let's see, how do I want to do that? We're going to go the long way, it looks like. Uh-oh, where is that coming from? Ooh. How's that? Am I out of power? What the heck? How am I out? What is... Did I... Oh, I disconnected my network. There we go. Okay, that makes a huge difference. Wow, that could have been really bad. All right. Oh, I need, it turns out, a red inserter there. And then I do need an output line. I guess we'll use the red belts. So output we can put right over here. These will go underground there. Wow, I really just happened to fit that perfectly. That does not always happen, so that's very nice. So I need to continue this somewhere so that I can put a couple assemblers to actually convert the explosives and all the other ingredients into the explosive cannon shells and the regular cannon shells themselves. We'll also need plastic and steel. I think right here is cutting it too compact even for me. So let's see, where could I put it? I could put it in this little area over here. We'll just have to, ooh. But then we're getting a little bit further out from plastic, unfortunately. Wow, I am really running low on space in terms of like where all my essential resources are. I could put it over there maybe, but then it's like, how do I get the explosives over there? That is a good question. Probably easiest to change direction of the explosives, so let's do that. We'll get rid of this and redo the direction. So we'll have it go kind of up and over, I think. Right through, right here, I think. Yeah, that should work. Crap, I am already out of red underground belts, but thankfully I have some blue on me. I have a couple yellows as well. Underground that. Let's do a blue one here. Awesome. Okay, so this opens up a little bit more room for me, either in terms of putting something here or, you know, up there. We have steel nearby-ish. We'll branch the steel off yet again. My poor steel production is just not keeping up, but that's obviously not a surprise. We're still running on very primitive smelter setup, although I did upgrade the smelters to steel smelters in some areas. Part of the problem is just my ore throughput isn't keeping up, my belt balancing isn't fantastic, so there's all sorts of problems, but we're going to be moving soon. And I know it's been like 3 episodes I've been saying that, but I promise it's in store for us. So there will be steel right there, and the other thing is plastic. So how about I put plastic on the same belt as steel up over there? Let's see, the easiest way to join up plastic. Let's put an inserter right there, I think. And we can go through the middle here, past these copper wire assemblers. Probably another instance where I've got to use the blue underground belts. I sure love these things. I don't know what I would do without them. They come in so handy. There we go. It's even perfectly going to be going onto the right side. Steel would be coming onto the bottom half of the belt here. Plastic will stay on the top. And hopefully I can move this really easily, which of course I can. It's just a water pump. But let's put that back right there, or, you know, wherever it fits. Where did that pump go? There we go. All right, so that's the hard part. The hard part for me is always figuring out the logistics of, like, where do I fit my belts? But now we can place all of these assemblers here. Or at least we will once I get more assemblers. But we can already start to think about where these are going. And thankfully, the explosive cannon shells don't actually take regular cannon shells as a prerequisite. So I think we can hopefully fit 6 assemblers right here, or if not, we can maybe move this over 1 tile and fit 6 if we can't fit it with that orientation. But let's grab a couple more supplies that we'll need. I've already been thinking ahead and grabbing supplies I know we'll need for our journey, like tons of ammo, grenades, walls, turrets, more repair packs, things like that. But the tank and the cannon shells and stuff will be kind of like the icing on the cake. Let's see. Where is all my stuff in my spaghetti base? I could use those. Oh, I could use... Actually, I already have about 50. Let's put a couple of these guys back. Splitters are okay. I do want red underground belts, though, like I mentioned, which are right there. And as of the time of this recording, episode 13 hasn't gone out yet, but I did notice something with my editing that I imagine a couple of you guys would be happy to bring up, because you guys are my second pair of eyes. I didn't have a way to get the, the yellow belts to this machine here. So I did a weird underground belt trick here to feed this machine while still kind of separating the green circuits from there and extending it upwards here so we don't have the belts going the whole way up. So I did solve that problem. What else here? Do I have, I think, more things? I think I do. Let's do a little bit more research, of course, while we're just passively doing some chores around the base. So let's see, the next thing I want, I have still quite a few options, but I think flamethrower would be cool. That unlocks the flamethrower along with the ammo, as well as the flamethrower turret. And since we're doing things with fluid handling kind of right now, by dealing with explosives and things like that, we'll see if we can easily get some flamethrower ammo up and running as well. But let's add on the last of the assemblers, which, dang it, I just don't have quite enough room. If we move it over by 1 tile, can I? Yes, we do, just barely. Alright, so that will go that way. That goes there. And we'll do 3 each. 3 for cannon shells, 3 for the explosive cannon shells. And then we do need an output line, which I did not leave enough room for the output line. Crap. Okay, so this will be another scenario of belt braiding. So for those of you who are new, I did do belt braiding in the previous episode, but I didn't really talk about it. Basically what it means is that we would share a mixture of underground belts on the same kind of tile area. So where I just put these yellow underground belts, you can interweave red underground belts or blue underground belts, just as long as it's not the same color. Whoops, and I already messed up a little bit. And generally leaving a space of every 2 tiles is the best way to do it. So there we go, that is how to do it. We'll want to reverse this though, actually. I totally did it the wrong way. Oh, and there's the flamethrower ammo already done and the flamethrower stuff. There we go. And there we go. The biters are definitely getting a bit friskier, so one thing when you do belt braiding is you want to make sure that you have your inserters correct, because you will not be able to put your inserter in the same direction for every assembly machine. It's always a little bit different where your inputs and outputs need to be, because the belt braiding isn't quite even from one tile to the next if you have everything lined up straight like this. So we need an input from the yellows, like that, output onto the reds. Done. Oh, kind of. Oh, crap, though. I totally forgot. I forgot about the explosive ammo, or the explosives, rather. So, let's fix that. We'll have to add in... Oh, boy. This needs to become a red underground belt, and this needs to be adjusted by 1, because we have to have room for basically 3 inserters per assembler machine up here on this row there. So that's unfortunate. We're going to move this over a couple tiles and over like that. There we go. And then long-handed inserters now. Trick here, if you don't want your belt to accidentally feed into another belt by turning it like people normally would, you can use an underground belt at the end, and it will prevent the product from going onto this line or any other issues with any other way you could turn the belt. So that needs to go away. That needs to go away. Thankfully, I've unlocked the substations, so we can use those to give power to these guys, since I haven't really left myself room. Right there. Man, super easy. Okay, well, at least all of my problems are easily fixed today. And let's get rid of all my plastic. Oh, apart from this guy needs power. Right there. Oh, one more up. Oh, no! I need, like, a landfill. Just like a single landfill, which I could make by hand. Alright, let's go grab some stone. But we're not too far off from that adventure, as promised in the beginning of the episode. I cannot wait to see, like, what is literally greener on the other side. Ooh, I can make 23 landfill. Let's do it. Alright, flamethrower ammo done like we talked about. Let's do a little bit more research just because we can. Rocket fuel would be nice. That's a prerequisite for rocket tech and things like that. But I do kind of want to think about more utility items. So, Power Armor 2 will be a huge quality of life improvement. So we need a couple modules in the process. So let's do some research on speed modules. There we go. And let's head back up there. Alright, the 23 landfills are done. And why not? We'll just fill in this whole, well, most of the thing. That little water spot is going to drive me crazy. But that's okay. We'll worry about it some other date, or we'll just forget about it and it will be fine. Okay, so that guy's finally getting the explosives. Steel is, again, shared with plastic, but like I said at the beginning of the episode, steel is really lacking, so I guess this might be a project I'm doing in vain if we really can't improve the steel in time. I would almost rather just go in my tank for, you know, speed getting there, or even in my car, to be honest, if I can't get this produced because of our lack of steel. I guess I could just manually feed some stuff for now. Like that. One thing, where's my output line? Oh, right, do I have an output? Oh yeah, it's the red thing. We do have to finish hooking the output line up entirely. One thing I don't like is that there's no way to really sort out the products very well, because Both sets of explosives are going to be on the far side of the belt, so there's not really a good way to organize it with how I've got it set up, unfortunately. That's not going to like make or break anything, it's just not ideal. What we could do... Ooh. Let's like store it up here at the top. So here's what I mean, you guys. It's kind of a mixture of stuff on the belt. But we'll filter it out from here. It's just not the best thing. Actually, let's do it like that. Alright, so we'll have one go to one side, one go to the other side. Let's make this a red thing instead, and then... There we go. So that way they both still end up sharing a belt, but that way the explosive and the regular cannon shells get on one side versus the other a little bit more evenly. And I know this is like a really long way of doing it, but we'll put it into an output box, and I'm out of steel on me, but we'll do it like that. And like that. Actually, let's grab some purple or filter inserters instead, so we can actually delineate what box or what stuff goes where. Again, I need another box. There we go. And let's replace the inserters. And we'll do 2 stacks for now. This one will be regular. This one will be explosive. We'll grab those things. Grab those things. Oh, I can't believe it, but the little steel I manually fed was able to give us 36 regular cannon shells and 10 explosive shells. That really might be enough, along with our other stuff, to at least just explore over here and take out these little biter nests. Well, I'm actually not sure how big they'd be by the time we get there, but these few over here. So I think we might have to stock up a little bit on a couple more resources, but I think we'll be just about ready to go. Oh, let's not forget, we actually do have to build a tank though, which for that, it does require a little bit more resources. I do need engines on me, and I do need steel on me. But everything else I should be able to produce by hand. So let's grab some steel from over here where it's not getting used. Thank you very much. That gave us a stack and a half, pretty much. Ooh, I don't mean to have all those explosives on me. And then the engines. I need 32 engines, which I have 50 right there. All right, building the tank as I speak. All right, the tank is done crafting from my pocket. I think I've got everything I need. I've recently saved, so let's just get on with it, I guess. Let's place this down, put in some fuel. I've grabbed some solid fuel from down the production line. I've also gotten a couple bit of coal just in case, and then we can store a couple things in here. I don't want it all to be in the tank just in case the biters were to destroy it while I'm in it, and then that way I still have something on my person as backup. Let's put half the turrets in there for the exact same reason, and half of the walls just in case. And is there really anything else? I think that looks pretty good. I've got ammo on my hotbar there. I did look at the flamethrower recipe. That also takes steel, which is currently my big problem. So we're going to worry about steel and flamethrower ammo later. But let's head off into this wild world over here. It should be kind of getting steadily greener as we go further west, which is cool because that's what I want. I'm getting so sick of the drab, like dreary desert, especially since we spent like 600 hours there with the last playthrough. Okay, let's see. How do I want to approach this? Oh, I forgot to put in my cannon shells. Let's put in that. Oh, too bad I don't have flamethrower ammo. And I only have 10 of those. Oh well, I do have piercing rounds on me. Let me just kind of do turrets as backup. So that way I can fall back on them if I get in trouble. Alright, here goes nothing. Oh no. Oh no. Just go in a big circle. Thankfully, I brought lots of repair packs. And I just have to be careful not to get slowed too much or swarmed by the enemy. And now let me kite them into the backup turrets that I have. Alright, that went well in my book. Let's pause and repair. But I think I'm going to rinse and repeat with the biter nests nearby. And then I will show you guys where I can envision us moving to. Check out the scenery, you guys. I've only cleared like 2 biter nests. I'm not even very far from the main base. But look at what a difference a change of scenery makes. It just looks so much nicer. We have trees that could actually combat the pollution. This looks really nice. Let me just keep on exploring and we'll see if there's anything better than where we're currently at. Well, after about half an hour of me just kind of driving around and clearing a ton of biter nests in the way, I think I have found the promised land. It's pretty much a little oasis here. It's kind of weird diagonal shaped going from top left to bottom right. But somewhere in this area here is going to be our new base. I really like how the trees are different colors, so it's not just all one theme. It's kind of a mixture of different biomes. They're all kind of close by. So we've got the dark or more lush area surrounded by kind of the lighter greenish color, and then the red desert towards the perimeter. So I can't imagine us getting too bored of this area too quickly, and this should hopefully be enough room for what I have planned. So I think with that, we're going to go ahead and end this episode here on this kind of high note, having found the location of the new base. So hopefully by episode 15, you can join me for that, where we're going to be discussing my future plans.